Come closer to the fire, my friend. Let the warmth touch your hands. Tonight, the forest is unusually still, as if the trees themselves are holding their breath, waiting for something that never arrives. It is a beautiful kind of silence, isn't it? A silence that doesn't ask for anything. Tonight, I want to talk to you about a secret that the modern world has forgotten, a secret that can make you invincible. I want to talk to you about the unbeatable power of not wanting. We spend our entire lives in a fever of desire. We are told from the moment we can understand words that to be happy, we must acquire. We must want the better job, the bigger house, the faster car, the more beautiful partner, the higher status. We are taught that our value is the sum of our cravings. But look at the moon tonight. It doesn't want to be brighter. It doesn't want to be the sun. It simply is. And in that being, it possesses a majesty that no amount of wanting could ever provide. The world's greatest trap is the promise that just one more thing will finally make you whole. It is a horizon that keeps receding the faster you run toward it. You get the promotion, and within a week, your heart is already hungry for the next one. You buy the new gadget, and before the box is even recycled, you are looking at the upgraded version. This is the hunger of a ghost, a hunger that can never be satisfied because it is not eating food, it is eating your life. But imagine, just for a moment, the freedom of looking at everything the world has to offer, all the shiny toys, all the hollow praise, all the frantic trends, and saying, I don't want it. In that moment, the world loses its power over you. You cannot be bribed, you cannot be threatened, and you cannot be manipulated. The person who wants nothing is the only person who truly owns everything. I remember an old man I met in my youth, far above the tree-line in the northern mountains. He lived in a stone hut with nothing but a bed of pine needles, a single iron pot, and a few tattered books. People in the village below pitied him. They called him poor. They said he had failed at life. But when I sat with him, I felt a presence so heavy and so peaceful that it made the wealthy men I knew seem like frantic children. I asked him, aren't you afraid of having nothing? He smiled, and his eyes were like clear mountain lakes. He said, Christopher, I don't have nothing. I have the entire sky. I have the song of the wind. I have the peace of a mind that is no longer at war with reality. You see, the man who wants a kingdom is a slave to that kingdom. I want nothing, so I am the king of the universe. That was the day I realized that poverty isn't the absence of money, it is the presence of endless desire. Every time you say, I want, you are whispering to your soul that you are not enough as you are. You are creating a hole in your spirit and trying to fill it with things that were never meant to fit there. We live in a culture that feeds on your feelings of inadequacy. If you were content, the machines of commerce would stop turning. They need you to be restless. They need you to feel that your current life is a before picture, and that happiness is some after picture that you haven't bought yet. But look at this wooden bowl in my hand. It is simple. It is worn. It doesn't try to be silver or gold. Because it doesn't want to be anything other than a bowl, it is perfectly at peace. When you drop the wanting, you drop the waiting. You stop waiting for your life to begin and realize that it has been happening all along, right here in the quiet space between your breaths. Not wanting is not the same as being passive or lazy. It is a fierce, active choice. It is the choice to be the master of your own joy. When you don't want the approval of others, you are finally free to speak your truth. When you don't want to be special in the eyes of the world, you realize how extraordinary you already are in the eyes of existence. Desire is a chain that binds you to the future, making the present moment feel like a waiting room. But when you break that chain, you fall back into the now with a weight and a clarity that is breathtaking. You start to notice the way the light hits the moss on the trees. You hear the hidden melodies in the rain. You realize that a simple cup of water, tasted with a mind that wants nothing more, is more delicious than the finest wine drunk by a man who is thinking about his next business deal. Think of your mind as a turbulent lake. Every want is a stone thrown into that lake, creating ripples and stirring up mud from the bottom. We spend our lives throwing stones, wondering why we can never see the reflection of the stars on the water's surface. We think the solution is to throw a bigger, more beautiful stone. But the only way to see the truth is to stop throwing stones altogether. Let the water settle. Let the mud sink. In the stillness of not wanting, the lake of your mind becomes a mirror for the entire cosmos. You don't need to go anywhere to find God, or peace, or truth. You just need to stop moving. You just need to stop wanting the lake to be something other than what it is. This stillness is the ultimate power. It is a fortress that no storm can shake. There is a profound dignity in simplicity. In this cabin, we don't have much. The logs are rough, the floorboards creak, and the fire provides the only light. But there is a richness here that no palace can match. Why? Because here, we are not performing. We are not competing. We are not trying to get ahead of the trees or the mountains. When you simplify your life, you simplify your soul. You clear away the clutter of more to make room for the majesty of enough. Enough is a sacred word. Most people will go to their graves without ever having felt it. They will always be just one step short of enough. But you, my friend, can choose enough right now. You can decide that this breath, this warmth, this moment is sufficient. And in that decision, you become richer than any billionaire who is still shivering with the fear of losing what he has. The world will tell you that without wanting, you will have no motivation. They will say you will become a stone. But they are wrong. When you stop wanting for yourself, you start acting for the world. Your actions become clean. They are no longer stained by the need for a result, for praise, or for profit. You do things because they are right, because they are beautiful, or because they serve. A bird doesn't sing because it wants a reward, it sings because it is a bird. When you drop your desires, you finally discover your true nature. You move with the grace of the seasons. You give like the sun gives light, not because it wants anything back, but because giving is what it is. This is the highest form of human existence, to be a channel for life, unblocked by the ego's endless, I want, I want, I want. As the embers in the hearth settle into a deep, quiet glow, I want you to look at your life through the lens of this night. What are you carrying that you don't truly need? What desires have you been feeding that only leave you hungrier? Imagine taking those heavy bags of wanting and setting them outside the door of this cabin. Leave them for the wind to take. You don't need them to be whole. You don't need them to be loved. You don't need them to be peaceful. You are already the masterpiece you have been looking for. The fog of desire has just been hiding you from yourself. Tonight, let that fog lift. Feel the incredible lightness of your own being when it is no longer tethered to the next thing. You are free. You are complete. You are here. Rest now, my friend. Let the fire go out if it must. The darkness is not your enemy, it is the velvet cushion upon which the stars rest. You don't need to want the morning to come. It will come in its own time. You don't need to want your dreams to be sweet. They will be what they are. Just lie back and let the silence of the mountains wrap around you like a heavy, comforting blanket. You have nothing to gain, and therefore, you have nothing to lose. You are finally at home, not just in this cabin, but in your own soul. The kingdom of enough is yours. Good night, my friend. Sleep in the peace of the one who truly wants nothing, and in doing so, possesses the peace of the ages.